Machines dispense redesigned Naira notes. 2023 promises to have a new look in FCT educational sector as correspondent reviews 2022 activities. And fuel scarcity persists in the nation's capital.
Good afternoon and thanks for joining us on the news at 1 on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. I am Frama Panyi. Those were the headlines and now details. Research indicates that since independence, Nigeria's currency has undergone transformations, and the most recent is a December 2022 redesign of some Naira notes by the Apex Bank CBN. Despite its unveiling and release to public, many, especially at the grassroots, are yet to see or handle the redesigned notes. Cecilia Julius has the report.
Since the release of the newly redesigned Naira notes to the public for exchange and economic purposes, it has been partly accepted and used by those in urban areas. However, the rural communities have a different tale, as some have not laid hands on them.
As far as I'm concerned, I personally have never seen the new currency. Then, if they are telling us that they don't want to see the old money, how they don't want us to know and see those new money before they come stop using the new money? When we were here, we never see the new money. Then how are we going to do? If they can't stop that old one, and where are we going to get the new one and use it?
They are therefore calling on relevant authorities to make the notes available for them as the deadline draws close. In Abuja, Cecilia Julius, NTA News.
And for the latest on the dispensation of the redesigned Naira notes, let's join Mariam George Jutubo.
Following the Central Bank of Nigeria's monitoring of banks to ensure compliance of its directive of the issuance of the new Naira notes via the automated teller machines, how far so far?
I can confirm that this morning I'm able to withdraw the new Naira notes from the ATM, though not without challenges. The challenges we have is that I cannot withdraw more than 40,000 in a day.
This is my first time and I was shocked. When I saw the guy on the other ATM, I did not put it to 200. He said no, it's a new note. I was like, wow. So it's good and I've collected it now. And I'm happy.
Actually, it's not all. I feel happy. And I feel as Nigerians, it's a new way of development.
With January 31st still in place as deadline, when the old Naira notes will cease to be legal tender, the days are counting and only time will tell if this will be feasible. Mariam George, Jutubo, NTA News.
Thank you, Mariam, for that update. And the lingering petrol scarcity in the nation's capital seems to have worsened as hopes of an early resolution of the problem is nowhere in sight. Here's Tessie O'Mary with an update.
It is confusing looking around to see long queues in the city center as well as outskirts of the town. Commuters are angry as they are forced to pay more.
The increase of petroleum product is really affecting the masses.
No, we are not satisfied with the price. We don't know what the government will do to bring it down, honestly. Because the fuel is not that we import it, it's our own fuel in the country.
After long hours of wait, many are shocked to the adjusted price of 195 per litre as against 169. Well, in some places, it's even higher.
If the fuel is available, price is nothing to talk about. We bought it 195 per litre and still okay.
No matter what the price, let us get it. As at when do?
Since how many days we did for fuel queue and all those things, I bet may they help us.
This issue is supposed to have been looked into and coordinated by the NNPC. You can see they are building there.
Marketers have traced the gradual removal of fuel subsidy to the roots of recent activities happening, as most filling stations visited are dispensing the product but with high price. From the corner oil filling station in central area of Abuja, I am Tessie O'Mary,
well, Tessie. Now, a meeting of logistic operators and stakeholders on issues affecting the logistic business towards a better service delivery held. Charity Zaka reports that issues of dispatch riding topped the agenda.
Dwelling on the topic, Life of a Muslim After Retirement, Imam Tajuddin Adigun Bello gave 7 principles to imbibe, including increased faith, health, worship, fast, family bonding, glorifying Allah, prayer, and reprogramming of one's lifestyle. One of the 7 topical values of life is stresses faith, family bonding, and prayers as key in the life of a retiree. Imam Tajuddin says connecting with Allah at the age of 60 helps one to understand the life he or she has spent. Hence, indulging in prayer and praising of Allah is very important.
He is no more younger. He is now a very highly responsible person. And that program should reflect giving services to his family and then services to his nation.
Guests at the Talim session urged those who are still in service to plan for the future and to not engage in corruption.
As you are gradually moving towards retirement, you do not know how many years Allah has destined you're going to live. You need to have some preparation, and that preparation should start from the first day. It's usually difficult, but it should start from the first day that you are employed.
He was known to be skillful and was known to be a committed family man.
Prophet Allah taught us that 2 things are exceptional favors from Almighty Allah, and that is for you to be healthy and for you to be free.
For the retiree being celebrated, Imam Ibrahim Idris, his joy knows no bound, having served the nation, appreciating his family, friends, and those he gave little attention to while in service.
I have lived for that 33 years very humble, and I thank God. I am proud of what I have achieved in those 33 years.
The Abuja Muslim Forum Talim session also used the occasion to pray for the nation. Hawagimka, NTA News.
We seem to have a mix-up in that film there. That report was by Hawagimpa on Abuja Muslim Forum, where Imam Tajuddin Adigun Bello underscored the value of life after retirement from public service. Now let's take you back to our earlier report, where Charity Zaka reports on issues of dispatch riding topped an agenda.
Logistic business is the art of delivery of goods and services from one location to another through the means of aeroplane, vehicle, and ships, as well as motorcycle, commonly used in the cities. These stakeholders are meeting to discuss some of the issues they encounter in the business. The convener, Asian Itok, notes that this meeting will be sustained in order to get things right in the business.
So this meeting was for us to come under one umbrella and just see how we can help ourselves out, assist ourselves in straightening out some rules and regulations, and how best also for the business owners to be able to carry on doing their business properly in Abuja.
As an insurance company, we ensure that their bike, which is their asset, is insured. We also ensure that the rider, which is the personnel they have, is insured. And also, the items that they are moving from one place to another is also, undercover.
This type of gathering will help us, even stakeholders, even people that wants to come into logistics, to know what it takes to be a logistics owner.
The issue of rough riding by dispatches was also brought to the fore, to which the Deputy Corps Commander Akim Abraham of the Federal Safety Corps gives guidance.
To avail the bike riders to avail themselves the available training, okay, to ensure that they are appropriately licensed and certified.
Those who are interested in the dispatch business say they are grateful for the knowledge gained. Charity Zaka, NTA News.
Let's take a look at the education sector in the territory now. Government investment in basic and post-primary education in the Federal Capital Territory has been assured as a matter of priority in the 2023 Educational Outlook by the Education Board. Hadiza Godwin Ebony captured some milestone achievers, the 2023 Education Review.
In the year under review, the Universal Basic Education Board says it renovated more than 100 schools and built more classrooms to increase access and comfort. It also expanded access to education in rural areas by building more schools across villages in the territory, while specifically creating an enabling environment for girl-child education.
2022, to be candid, a lot were achieved. First and foremost, we had more than 15% increase in our schools enrollments. Also, the performance of our students and pupils in our basic education subsector actually improves a lot. We also established 18 new more junior secondary schools with the approval of the Honorable Minister of State.
On its part, the FCT Education Resource Center presents an impressive scorecard on its mandate. The center says it conducted all examination under its mandate and released as at when due, while also ensuring that candidates for such examinations are certified.
This year was really a wonderful year for us as far as examination was concerned, and there was no report of any examination malpractice in the 5 major examinations we carried out, and even the other external examination that we supervised. We make sure that everything was done successfully, monitoring. So, and we didn't shift any timetable. All our timetable that were set out for the examination this year, there was nothing. We never shifted any of the timetable. We carried out all.
As for the National Commission for Colleges of Education, the standouts of last year include graduating only qualified teachers and implementing policies for the upgrading of the standard of colleges of education.
For now, this country says the minimum teaching qualification is a certificate, and that certificate is NCE. And the colleges of education are the ones that run the certificate, while university run degree. So even the affiliation we have with colleges of education affiliating to university is degree, not the NCE. Even if you have a PhD, you are not qualified, you are not a teacher, you are not a professional teacher.
Educationists believe that with the current economic reality, education as an important part of development, it should not be left to government alone to fund, stating that all stakeholders should contribute as a deliberate design augments government investments. Hadiza Godwin Ebuni, NTA News.
The news is coming to you live from the stables of NTA Channel 5 Abuja, and still to come on the news. Correspondent seeks to find out how well FCT residents handle sudden fire outbreak. This and more after the break. Stay with us.
The immediate cause of the latest queues in Abuja remains unknown.
Conceived with the intent to ease the flow of traffic in the nation's capital.
Whichever way it turns out, either to consolidate on the existing mandate or institute a new dispensation.
Located within the Abuja Municipal Area Council, AMA.
How much do people know about ADR? Are charting a part to having more youth participate in governance, in addition to building young entrepreneurs.
Residents of the Federal Capital Territory are calling on the federal government to, as a matter of urgency, look into the situation.
You have to strike a balance to have a future that you don't have to regret.
Like experts say, what kills really is fear.
In Abuja,
NTA News.
Thanks for staying with us. Whenever there is fire outbreak, people run for their lives, leaving the fire that could have been contained to escalate, causing more damage. In this report, Sophia Uche seeks to find out how well FCT residents know what to do whenever there's a case of sudden fire.
Fire, 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 oh! Whenever people hear someone yelling these words, they scamper for safety. That is normal because they are humans. This age of mobile phones, a lot of people will want to be the first to post the scenario on social media platforms rather than helping. Only a few will remember to call the attention of the firefighters or do something to put out the fire.
I will run for my life. If I see fire something now, I will run for my life. Or I will go near the fire service, go call them, make them come quench the fire.
If you can get those people out, the people that could be casualties out, good. If not, I think you are just start shouting help.
What they taught us in school is alert a grown-up nearby, and when you want to use water, you have to use detergent so that it can also kill the oxygen, so it won't arise the fire to be more dangerous.
Far back, they used to enter garage to garage, give orientation to drivers, should in case you are moving along the road or wherever you are, that OMO can assist you a bit if your fire extinguisher finished.
The FCT Fire Emergency Management Agency and their counterpart, the fire service, says ignorance is no excuse.
You train them on and on and on and on. This is how you should do if there is any fire outbreak. This is the time frame that you can now reservice your own fire extinguishers.
It's not enough having the fire extinguishers. We have to service them as at when due, and we have to teach everybody in the house how to use it.
Inasmuch as no one prays for fire disaster, but when it occurs, immediately first aid defense equipment must be applied, as it is of must have in every building. And they are also advising residents not to patronize one sold at open markets to avoid buying fake products. Safia Uche, NTA News.
Now you know what to do in case of sudden fire. In recent years, most embassies in the Federal Capital Territory have been flooded with Nigerians seeking visas to foreign lands. Curious about this development, Mariam George Jutubo seeks reason for this trend.
Oh, I'm already gone, so blessed.
Visa processing centers in the nation's capital have remained flooded with applicants, with queues that often stretch outside the buildings. Unlike in times past, when most people, desperate to abandon Nigeria, were the suffering masses with no jobs and no hope, the majority of those taking off now appear to be from among the comfortable middle class. What are the reasons advanced for this exodus out of one's fatherland?
Government is working. There should be no reason why you should be leaving the country. Okay, let me quickly say this. I'm a visa consultant, and the few times, or most times, people come for us to assist them in their visa processes because they want to leave the country. You understand? And whenever you ask them what's the reason, it's because they always give you a reason that, okay, the government is not doing what they're supposed to do.
Depends on what you went there to do. Everybody have their own choices. If you want to go and study or for work, it will be easier. But some people just go there for maybe for a better life.
Like these medical people that are running, it's because they are not paying them well. If you organize a good medical system whereby the doctors are paid well, the nurses are paid well, what are they looking for outside? They work inside because they are helping their brothers. By working in Nigeria, you are helping your brother or your sister.
I know, see people, youths, fleeing from the country. It's unusual to get some even adults are fleeing to tell you how the situation is. We hope that going forward, things will begin to look better than it has been, because Nigeria is a blessed country. I would not want to relocate to another man's country and become a second-hand citizen. So.
Some say the rising insecurity, kidnappings, assassinations, armed robberies, and other violent attacks by unknown criminals, which have continued unabated in Nigeria, are some major factors for people leaving the shores of the country.
The numbers is quite scary. I think the number one basic factor is insecurity in the country.
We have everything in this nation. So I see no reason why our youth will continue to run away and maybe travel out and the rest of it. When you travel out, you will still come back and face the situation in the society and in the country. Nigeria will always remain Nigeria. It will remain our fatherland. And I believe one day Nigeria will become a better place.
But in spite of these, how sure are these people that the land will be greener on the other side? That is a story they can share after their sojourn abroad.
Well, you know what they say, home is home. When you meet your loved ones, do you offer a handshake or hug? Now, if you're not a hug kind of person or a hugger, you might begin to reconsider it because researchers say hugging has health benefits. In this special report, Cecilia Julius tells us about the importance of hugging.
Do you know that 21st of January is the National Hugging Day? It is observed with the focus on celebrating love.
Because it's not something people celebrate like that now, like Children's Day, people know of Children's Day and stuff, but like Hugging Day, there's a whole day for just hugging. Yeah, it's nice, it's okay, it's good.
Research shows that the concept is one of the most natural and healthy gestures which establishes trust, alleviates fears, and dispels 37% of stress. Many indulge in it for various reasons, such as to greet friends, say goodbye, console one another, show support, or express love. Let's hear the reason people hug.
If you hug from your heart with true love, you know, male to male, there's nothing bad about it. But sometimes you hug, but deep inside of you, you are not hugging.
Each time you come across to the people, the lonely, when you give them that hugging, it gives them a sense of belonging. It makes them feel happy.
Hugging, it feels comfortable, it feels secure, you know, when you hug someone, especially someone you care about. Like if the person is going through a tough time, you hug them, it can provide them with comfort, security and stuff.
If you are not in need, I will not give you a hug now. I can give you a shake.
What benefits does hugging add to human relationship and general well-being?
While we hug and use same to express a friendship, right? And all that, the direct therapeutic value of it is that it calms us, the hugger and the one being hugged. It makes both feel happy, and by so doing, you are fighting stress. You're trying to drive down stress. When you relax the other person and relax yourself, stress is at its lowest level.
In an effort to build trust, confidence, and reduce every feeling of loneliness, it is strongly advised to give someone a hug to lift her spirits. In Abuja, Cecilia Julius, NTA News.
Make sure you hug your loved one today. Now to religious matters. At the beginning of the year, our programs organized to prepare worshippers to not miss out of God's perfect plan and blessings in the new year. This, the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Christ the Redeemer Parish, Nasarawa Province 4, aims to achieve at her annual 7 Days of Glory and Power program. Charity Zaka has the details.
Life experience on earth for Christians is not without challenges, some of which can be overwhelming. But in all of it, these faithful converge to have an experience with God on the program themed Jehovah Overdue. They are encouraged to believe God is still setting free the captives. One of the guest ministers at the 7 Days of Glory and Power program, Special Assistant to the General Overseer in charge of administration in Redeemed Christian Church of God, Pastor Oladele Balogun, charges the congregation to watch and see the divine power of God at work for them.
Your towards the altar, I hereby decree in the mighty name of Jesus, the kind of miracles that will confound your doctors, that will make your consultants say, I've never seen it in this fashion. Receive it in the name of Jesus.
Pastor in charge of Redeemed Christian Church of God, Nasarawa Province 4, Pastor Oyewale Ishola, at the climaxing of the event, expresses optimism that lives have been imparted by God.
The aim of this program is to change everyone, the city, the society, from who they are, what they are, to whom God wants them to be.
And for all the members, we are praying that at least a miracle God will give to each of them that come to witness this program. God will intervene in any area that we are lacking.
I think that God is going to His will be done in this country.
Some of the worshippers expressed joy at the experience as they also seized the moment to pray for peaceful elections in Nigeria come February. Charity Zaka, NTA News.
And now sports. The Association of Former Female Athletes of Nigeria has organized an event to honor the National Female Athletes of Nigeria, particularly of the 60s and 70s. Francisca Bile reports that 35 athletes were given an award of excellence.
In line with the saying that the efforts of our heroes past shall never be in vain, the Association of Former Female Athletes of Nigeria organized novelty matches for National Female Athletes of Nigeria who represented the country in 8 sports, including table tennis, basketball, volleyball, hockey, swimming, handball, and athletics, particularly in the 60s and 70s, in order to honor these champions. These former athletes displayed their talent in table tennis, basketball, and hockey.
I saw even people that I never knew, but all of them knew me. When immediately they saw me, they started hugging me.
I feel very happy because I don't think that I will meet them.
We had the zeal, we had love for our country first and love for the games we were playing.
If you have a talent to swim, you just have to pursue it.
We were found from school sports. So if you don't take it to the grassroots, you will not get athletes.
Whatever sponsors are doing, don't shut out the women.
AFAN also organized its first award night and dinner for these veteran athletes. 35 former athletes received an award of excellence for the giant strides in sports.
I give glory to God Almighty for this award I'm holding.
One of the things AFAN represents is to serve as a voice to these athletes. Because these athletes are vulnerable, many of them are from average family backgrounds.
President of AFAN, Esther Oluwatoyin, says the next event will be in honor of former athletes of the 70s and 80s. In Abuja, Francisca Bile.
And before we go, here is a recap of our major stories. Correspondent gives update on the dispensation of redesigned new Naira note. Similarly, correspondent views the persistent forced scarcity in the nation's capital. And that concludes the news at 1 on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. Thanks for your time and have a beautiful day.